we went somewhere and then there's a kid who saw him, and then he did like this waka waka. I know.
Yeah. As a Filipino, when they see some African, they scared.
One of the reasons why we see them before when we were kids as bad people is because movies.
Yeah,
Most of the
movies.
gangster,
Gangster.
drug dealers, the
Yeah.
characters that are not
Movies.
so good are black people.
Nigerian, right? So
Oh, you're an African, so you see lions every time. You know, you see these animals, these wild animals.
Pictures you see is kids with plates, like empty plates.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have food. They're like begging. So that particular picture now, it's in Somalia.
Exactly. That's how.
It's just Somalia,
Yeah.
and it's not like it's all the time. They have droughts. You understand? They have droughts. I think they don't have rainfall for like, if I'm not mistaken, 6 months, 6 to 8 months. Like no rainfall. So when there's no rainfall, they can't plant, they can't grow crops. And being a country that is really impoverished, they can't. If they can't plant, of course they'll be hungry.
Hello, guys. This is Promise, the host of Simply Promise and You. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you have any opinions, ensure to drop them in the comment section. It promises to be informative, educative, and entertaining. Welcome, guys. Hello, guys, and welcome to Simply Promise and You. I remain your humble host. My name is Promise. But if you're new to this channel, please make sure you like, you share, you drop your thoughts under the comment section. As you can see, some of our guests today might not really be their first time of coming to this show. We have had them in the past, but I would like them to do us the honors to introduce themselves once again to us. So we'll start from my right.
Hi guys, I'm June.
Hi guys, I'm your usual and one and only co-host. I am Mariam.
And I'm Christian. I'm one and only.
Okay, so we are all students here in the Philippines. We are currently in our last semester, and obviously there are two foreigners here and two locals here who are Filipinos. So today we want to react and have a conversation about something that I've been thinking about, and what could that possibly be? That is the perception and perspective that Filipinos have or nurse towards Africa. So maybe we can start from maybe June. Like June, like what do you think about Africa? Like be honest with me. I want you to give us your raw, unfiltered thoughts about
To be
Africa.
honest, my first impression when I see Africa, or when I heard Africa, it's a sorry, but
No, it's okay. It's okay.
That's poor country, and when as a Filipino, when they see some African, they scared.
Okay. Okay. To add to that, I think it's a common knowledge amongst Filipinos that when we hear Africa, especially when we were children, I mean for me and for him, before we attended this university, we haven't seen any Africans before. So obviously, all of the things that we see on the media about Africa are the only things that we know. But seeing it right now, there are many wrong misconceptions about them that we realize. Well, some of them was like just like what he said, when we hear Africa, especially when we were children, we think about people living in bushes. Yeah, and we think like, oh, it's an African, that means it's automatically that, oh, you're an African, so you see lions every time. You know, you see these animals, these wild animals. Also, some of us Filipinos do think that some Africans are very far from civilization. Like some of them doesn't know how to use spoon. Sorry, use spoon and fork, because these are our observations mainly before, since when we were children, because that's what we see in the media. They portray, and about seeing Africans, we are just like I said, we are scared to to approach them or talk to them. Mainly, maybe because of the physical appearance, like they are taller than us or like they are bigger than us. I guess that's
Also, the skin color.
yeah. I mean, like we're not
Yeah.
really used to mingling with people
Yeah.
like that.
We're not racist, but
Yeah.
we're just telling the fact that
The
when we see,
difference.
yeah,
The difference is there. Okay. For me, what I'm gonna say is that I understand from your standpoint. I understand, where you get from. But what you need to understand is, for me, I consider Africa as the foundation of this world.
Mm.
You understand? Because I believe all tribes, all race came from Africa. They originated from the motherland.
Yes.
I call Africa the
Yeah.
motherland. Okay? Because far back as how many BCs, almost of the generations you have now, they're all from Africa. So I can understand why now, because every other continent have tried their possible best to degrade the motherland, Africa, by portraying, because of course they're going to use the media to always portray what they want you to think of. So they always portray hunger, famine,
Exactly.
blah, 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 blah. And to be honest, there is no place there is no hunger or drought at some point, or famine or disaster, natural disaster. But the media keeps, they just keep feeding that part all the time. Like, if I'm to say, if I'm, let me give an example. Some of the pictures you see is kids with plates, like, right, like empty plates. They don't have food. They're like begging. So that particular picture now, it's in Somalia.
Exactly. That's how.
It's just Somalia.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's all the time they have droughts. You understand? They have droughts. I think they don't have rainfall for, like, if I'm not mistaken, 6 months, 6 to 8 months. Like, no rainfall. So when there's no rainfall, they can't plant, they can't grow crops. And being a country that is really impoverished, they can't. If they can't plant, of course there'll be hunger.
Yes.
So, but the media will now take this, portray it as Africa, like, they are poor
No.
children. So it's only Somalia, if I'm to say, mainly. Africa as a whole consists of over 53 or 54 countries, right?
Yeah. Are you guys aware?
yeah.
Then me, representing Nigeria, and him also,
Yes.
we are just, in terms of population, we just consist of like 13% of the population. So you see, it's already vast already. You understand? So, and some of my American friends, they think Africa is a country. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Yeah.
Seeing an American kid and giving them, say Africa is a country. Like, where are you from? Africa.
Mm.
Just like, though I'm not saying, though if they see you now, they say you're from Asia, right?
Yeah,
But it's
sure.
not. But it's not like common like us. They will say
Yes.
Africa.
Yeah.
You understand? You can say Philippines. They will know Philippines.
Yes.
You understand? But they will still see maybe Asia. So yeah. So that's it for me. So I feel like they keep feeding the rest of the world. The people in charge of the media keep feeding the rest of the world with one particular side of it. Then what else? Then the Bushman, of course, there are different tribes
Oh.
in Africa. You understand? There are still some old dated tribes,
Yes.
like 10 years, like how many millions of years. So they still just want to maintain their, like, some tribes consist of just being secluded from technology, just want to be on their own. And I believe some tribes here in the Philippines also like that.
Yeah.
So it's still, in fact, the major culprit is still the media.
Nothing to say. Well,
For me, this is the thing that we are laughing about last night. Me and Promise.
Okay.
Because we went somewhere last week or the other day. We went somewhere and then there's a kid who saw him. And then he did like this. Waka waka. I know that. When we hear about Waka Waka, we think that all of the Africans know about the meaning of the lyrics there that are not English. So June.
I don't know the lyrics. Actually, I don't know the
You see,
lyrics. of the
even
song.
like I told you, he doesn't know me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. No, no, that was before because we
Yeah.
weren't aware. So I think this is also a great platform to also share to the subscribers, especially those who are not studying here in Lyceum, who haven't
Yes.
seen any African yet in their whole life. So June, do you have anything to say?
For me, di ba when I was a kid, ganun nga yung, perceptions natin in the Africans. Now that I am knowledgeable enough to understand that not all the Africans are bad. Like if you approach them, they talk to you. They here in Lyceum, I discovered that if you talk to the Africa, like promise you, I
Yeah,
talk to you
I'm
like
very
Greece
friendly.
and peace. So if you talk to them nicely, they're going to talk to you as
Nice
well.
And I think
Yeah.
one of the reasons why we see them before when we were kids as bad people is because movies.
Yeah,
Most of
movies.
the drug
Gangster.
dealers, the
Yeah,
characters that are not
movies.
so good are black people.
Nigerian, right? So
I think that one has to do with America actually, because it's like the Black America culture.
Yeah.
They portray gangster like that. So
That's it. One of the things we keep telling people is like, for the fact that we are black people doesn't mean that we're monoliths. In the sense that we all think the same way or we all the same.
yeah, exactly.
Like for in America we have black Americans.
Yeah.
Historically, black Americans came from a continent.
Of course, yeah.
In as much as we have some people in Black America, they are called FBA, meaning Foundational Black Americans. They don't believe.
They don't believe
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I've
I've
been
heard
from
about
Africa.
it. I've heard about it.
Yeah.
So, most of them they think that they are indigenous to America. In fact, they said before the Europeans came to America that they were already living there. So those ones are the ones that are usually portrayed in the media as the gangsters. But we that are from the motherland, Africa, we are more conservative. We are more like relaxed. We are very, very chill. Now, speaking about, yeah, I understand. See, the truth is that every society has its own stereotypes they
Yes.
nurse
Yeah.
for other
Yes.
people. Just like I told you before, there was a time in my life I thought that all Asians are Chinese.
I understand.
If I see someone
Yeah,
looking like you, I'm like,
see.
oh,
I understand.
we're like, oh, see
Yeah.
Chinese, oh, Chinese. So, but that's why education is very, very important that we get to know each other. Like he said earlier, we are more than we are almost 50, 54 or more than 54 countries in Africa. And in Africa, we have West Africa, we have East.
We have different regions.
East Africa is like those in Kenya, Tanzania.
Just like in Asia, we have Southeast,
Southeast,
Exactly.
East, West.
and their behaviors are distinct from
Like
ours.
different.
Mhm.
I'll give you an example now. We are from West Africa. Me, Chris, Ibe, and Peace. We are from Nigeria. Do you know Danford?
Yeah, I know that.
Danford is also from West Africa, but he's not from Nigeria. He's from Liberia.
Like,
So if you look at the behavior, it's a little bit
We are different.
yeah.
They get it.
Yeah.
So, and that's what, and another thing is like, just like we Nigerians, we are more like the main characters.
For us, like I said, like for us, they say that we are really loud.
We are loud people. We are very
So
loud.
much.
Actually, compared to other African
Yeah.
countries,
Yeah.
we are really loud.
Like our confidence
You know,
is
confidence is
Yeah.
there.
top notch.
Yeah.
So,
That's why, like, you hardly intimidate a Nigerian. Like a Nigerian will tell you how they feel.
yes,
whether
straight
you're a
up, and you're not
teacher,
sugarcoating it.
Dean, professor, and Nigerian will tell you, oh, Ate, Kuya. I don't like that. But talking about poverty, like he said, there's poverty everywhere. And where the poverty is more severe could be found in those countries in Africa that have droughts. He made mention about Somalia,
Yes.
some of those countries. Nigeria, we also have our own
We
challenges.
also have challenges. I believe
The richest black, do you know the richest black man ever? In fact, the richest black man in the world today, where do you think he's from?
I think US.
US?
Black American.
Babe, where is he from?
Nigeria.
Wait, what's his name?
Dangote.
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 He's the richest black man. He's richer than every black American. He's from Nigeria. If you check majority of the Forbes list of billionaires, you find at least 4 or 5 Nigerians there. Richest. Like, and even the World Trade Organization, the director for the World Trade Organization is a Nigerian woman.
Dora Queen.
Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
Iweala.
Okay. So, and Another thing is like I don't have you heard of African music, especially Nigerian music, Afrobeats.
No, not even. Not much.
Nigeria
Not
has
much.
the biggest music industry in
Not
Africa.
much. For me, I just learned about Afrobeats
Afrobeats.
when I became your girlfriend. Yeah. Specifically, I listened to Burna Boy, Rema, Davido. Yeah. Omale. Yeah.
Omale, Whiskey.
These are the trending
Yeah.
the trending songs and the global songs now. From, in fact, we constitute actually 90% of African music. To be
Yes,
honest.
Nigeria like we dominate.
Yeah.
So instead of people to like have these erroneous thoughts, these general erroneous thoughts of Africans always begging for food, remember that every continent has its own challenges. And there was something that he said also that I also want to add. He said everything came from Africa.
Yeah.
Even scientifically, I'm sorry you get to have a Kenya Pithecus. Man came from Africa. This is what it is I want to say. To our Filipino audience, or for those that are watching us for the first time, we want you to understand that Africa and Asia, we are products of years of colonization.
Yes.
We both have the same challenges. Yes,
Exactly.
the way you might feel the after effects of the colonization might be different, but the effects of the colonization still stays. So instead of us to look down on each other, let us look for ways that we can lift each other and discard all these erroneous generalizations that we have for each other. There's poverty everywhere. There are challenges everywhere. But we should not just look at each other as a mere statistic for poverty.
Look beyond the prejudice.
Just look beyond the prejudice and the disdain and just look at each other as human beings whose ancestors have gone through rigors of slavery and hardship and look for ways to improve each other.
I think I want to add something lastly. As an Asian, being surrounded by some Nigerians here in school, I think that the best people that can relate to us about being victims of racism are the Nigerians or are the Africans. Let me say that. Because let's just be honest, if we go to big countries like US, you know, there's still Asian racism, there's still
Yeah.
Asian hate, and there's also a large group of people who still hate black people there.
True.
So I think that for us Asians, specifically Filipinos, when we see black people going here or visiting here, the best thing that we can do is to not be racist against them because we know how it feels. Yeah, especially that. Don't do it because imagine people telling us this.
Yeah.
This doing the back
Yeah.
foreigners do this to us. They are saying that you're the same as Chinese.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we are hurt by it. So imagine how they also feel when you call them the N word randomly. So I guess we should be careful with it and stop being egocentric about who is more superior or who is more inferior. We are all equal and we're all human beings.
Yeah. So, I hope this video helped to break these stereotypes with negative thoughts about Nigeria about Africa.
Africans, basically, generally.
Specifically.
Just let us know what you think about everything we have talked about. What previous thoughts do you have for Africa? Just let us know in the comment section. And what have you learned so far? So from us to you guys, bye.